Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Andover, Minnesota in the US. I'm here to bring you another live paper crafting class, and I'm very excited about this one. I get excited about these. I love teaching for one thing, but I always feel like I have a really awesome project to show you, and this is definitely one that you'll want to copy. If you are a beginning crafter, this is super simple. And if you're an avid or a casual crafter, you're still gonna love it because it is, it's easy, but it's really pretty. So, good morning, Catherine. Good morning, Tiffany. Again, we're coming live right now. It is 11 a.m. Central Time on, what is it, Wednesday, September 25th. So I have my little overlay on there so you can see where you can reach me. I'm at StampYourArtOut.com if you want to go check out my blog. The beauty of live broadcasting is being able to interact, right? Hi, Susan. Hi, Jean. How are you guys? This is awesome. Thank you for joining me. Post comments, questions, tips. I want to get to know you. I love seeing names that are familiar coming back. I love meeting new people, and I love teaching. So this is really the best of everything. I love these live broadcasts. When you leave a comment, I enter you into my prize drawing. So leave a comment, even if you have nothing to ask. Just say hello. And if you share this broadcast, either while it's live or afterwards, you can also comment that you shared, and that gets you entered into the prize drawing. We do a prize drawing live at the end, and then we also do a prize drawing the next time I go live for the previous broadcast. So we'll be drawing from last week's today, and so you have a whole week basically to leave a comment and get entered into that prize drawing. Hi Kay, good to see your name show up again. This is awesome. There's Carol. Oh, this is so great. Okay. I get just distracted by the comments because I want to read them all, but I am somebody that talks a lot, and so I got to get right to the teaching. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, just know that it's a recording. I always share my lives on YouTube and on my blog about 3 days later, so I'll be posting this on my blog on Saturday. What would that be, the 28th? All right, today I'm going to demonstrate how to make a unique Z-fold card. I'm calling it the 3-panel scenery Z-fold. I created a name for it because I haven't seen it out there. Somebody I'm sure has done this as well, but I was pretty proud of myself when I came up with this idea myself. It's a great way to show off connected pieces like in a designer paper, or when you have multiple images that are stamped that you want to show off. We're going to show off like a 6-inch wide piece on this card. So I have two versions that I'm going to demonstrate with the Bird Ballad designer paper and then the Dinoroar designer paper, and both of them are on special right now. So if you buy 3 packs of select designer series paper, you get to select a fourth one for free. And there is one in there that is beautiful. I've been sharing it. I think I shared it last time. I can't remember. Anyways, that paper, Pressed Petals, is the pricier one, but it's so worth it to pick that one for free. Why would you not? Trying to think what else I want to share about that. So it ends September 30th. So you have just less than a week left to get in on that special. And if you would like to, is that the one? Nope, that's not the right one. There we go. If you'd like to order any products, including the designer paper, you can always go to StampYourArtOut.com and click the shop button. All right, let's go first to and I'm going to just adjust some things here on my screen. We're going to go to my computer so that you can see the items that we're going to need in order to make these 2 different cards. So I've categorized them. The left side is for the Dinoroar card and the right side is for the Bird Ballad. I will start with the Bird Ballad designer paper though, so just note that I'm starting on this side first. But you can see we have some cardstock and some paper, designer paper from each. And then the supplies are listed underneath. The supplies for the Bird Ballad stamp set is the stamp set that actually coordinates in that suite. It's called Free as a Bird. We'll also be using a punch with it called the Leaf Punch, and the Everyday Label Punch. So again, this can totally be for beginners. You don't have to have any fancy tools like the Big Shot, any die cutting or anything like that if you don't want to. You can do it with punches. Also, know that because this is super simple, I don't want you to feel like you can't do something elaborate with it. So I will be showing some dies on the second card in the Dinoroar. And with the Dinoroar, I did not buy that dinosaur stamp set that matches it. I know, silly me. I was looking and I'm like, I don't have it. So what am I going to use? But I think I found a stamp set and a set of dies that go pretty well with this paper. It's called Tropical Chic, and the Tropical Finlets dies have kind of that palm tree branch look. It's going to go great. I'm also going to use the Well Said stamp set on one of them along with the leaf punch. Okay, so take a screenshot if you'd like to. Otherwise, you can come back, rewatch the video, or you can visit me on my blog and see all the measurements listed there again on Saturday. Okay, hi everyone. This is awesome. Okay, I'm going to scoot now to the table. This is the Free as a Bird stamp set. It is lovely. It is wonderful for using Stampin' Blends or watercolor pencils. It's just a wonderful stamp set for coloring in. And that coordinates with this paper. We're going to be using a couple word stamps from here. You can, of course, add stamp images, but designer paper is super quick with this card. So let's start by grabbing a trimmer. And, oh, I didn't show you the rest of the side of the paper. Hang on, this is one side. Okay. And then I have two short pieces here, so let me flip them over. And this is the other side. And this one is, it's one that you just can't chop into thin strips. So I love it, Wanda. Hello. So we're gonna use a 6-inch wide piece. And I've already got that 6-inch wide piece here, ready to go. Let's zoom in a bit here. So this piece, you can see, 6 inches wide. And it's 5¼ inches, ooh, that's really bright, 5¼ inches tall. So it just fits inside the height of the card that is 5½ inches tall. So we're gonna cut a piece of cardstock right now that is, oops, this is the wrong color. Hang on. All right, so 5½ inches tall. So this is half of 11 inches, okay? We've got some great bright lighting going on here. 5½ inches. And we're gonna cut it like that. And then we're gonna turn it this way and we're gonna score at 4¼ inches. And that is half of 8½, okay? So basically half of each direction gives you a basic card base. So this is our basic card base. Now, I did say in the directions that oh yes, it was mentioned that I can't remember who said it, but that the Bird Ballad designer paper and even the stamp images match a past paper pumpkin kit. I love paper pumpkin. Ask me more about paper pumpkin later if you don't know. Okay, so we're gonna, instead of just putting one score line in this card though, we're gonna score it at 1½ inches. Now you could do it from this end, or you could do it from this end, because again, this score line is directly in the middle, so it doesn't matter which end you start at. So we have 1½ and then 4¼, okay? So this is gonna fold one way, and this is gonna fold the opposite way. So it's a Z fold, but it's kind of modified. Does that make sense? So you're not getting the regular, you know, where you fold it half all the way over halfway. So, but this is going to allow us to show off a full length of 6 by 6, believe it or not. Okay, so that piece is cut. Now we want to cut another piece. And I mentioned that this designer paper fits, you know, the height of it. So you can see there's a slight little border on the top and bottom that we're going to get when we put this paper over the top. Can you see that? There's some there and some there. Okay, so this piece is going to be cut at 5¼ inches high, the same height as our horizontal designer paper. Now, when you cut this designer paper, I recommend cutting it so that you have the look going horizontal. You can do it vertical. I haven't made a card yet with the vertical version, but you could do that too. But just note that the way that I'm doing this card, you want your design to be horizontal. This piece is going to get cut at a really fun measurement here. Are you guys ready for this? Okay, so this is going to be 1 3/4 plus a 16th. So that is, for all you math people, what is it? It's 1 13/16. But if you just say 1 3/4 plus a little bit, then you know it's that really, really tiny mark just beyond the 1 3/4 inch spot. Okay, now normally, and a lot of you might, when you make this card later on, you might say, I would go like 1 7/8. Now you could, but then you risk your pieces, well, this piece being seen underneath that Z-fold part of the card. So that's why I'm suggesting that you cut it just a 1/16 inch shorter. Okay, so that's ready. And then the rest of this we're gonna need for scraps. So we'll just set that aside. Next, we are going to cut, we have to cut our designer paper. So now that we have our designer paper cut into 6 inches wide, and we have to zoom back out again, you have to start with a 6 inch wide piece because you want all your pieces to be connected, okay? Hi, Kathy. All right, let's zoom in just a tad here. So the first piece is gonna be cut 2 3/4 inches. Did I write those on there? I did not write those on there. I'll write those on there for when they're on my blog. Then you can memorize these measurements. So it's 2 3/4, that's for the first one. Then it's 1 1/8. And then the last one should be, I believe, 2 1/8. Yay. All right, so keep those pieces in order. And we're gonna start by stamping. I'm gonna bring in my 2 words that come from Free as a Bird. I'm stamping for you the "Your friendship means the world to me," and on the other one I think I have the word "thank you." So we'll stamp this one first in the lower portion. You'll want to leave some room to write on your underneath if that's where you want to sign the card. You can put a little space there. And then we'll grab a scrap. And for this scrap, I think I'm going to, we'll just stamp it. Because you can pre-cut, which I'm going to do on the Dinoroar paper. You can pre-cut your scrap and then insert it into your punch, but this is going to be a totally different method. So we're going to stamp it first, just in the lower right-hand corner. Then we're going to take our punch. Yay. And you guys, remember, if you comment, you get entered into the prize drawing. So I love it when you're commenting. Even if I'm not catching your comments right now, and even if it takes me over a week to catch up on some, I love it. I love reading them. I really do. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure that that word is straight. It's perpendicular to the sides of this punch and centered. And then we're going to punch it, and it's on the lower portion of it. Okay. Always use your punches upside down, those of you that are beginning crafters. I loved that when I found that out. Now we're going to take this, and we've got our punch sitting open, and we're going to slide it, but we're not going to slide it in from the side like this. We're going to slide it in to that section from the inside. Now, I just thought of this. You could actually start this way and bring it in. Oh, what a grand idea, Rachel. That's easier. An aha moment on live Facebook. Okay, so now you want to take and adjust it so it's centered in there, okay? And we're making a smaller little punched piece. See? So this punch can make another shape. Grand. I love that. All right, now we're ready to use some adhesive, and I'm going to use my snail adhesive. This is a great, easy adhesive to use. You just open up the cap, and then you press down, have the cap on the bottom, press down, pull, and lift. This piece is going to go, actually I'm going to put that second, and we're going to do this first, this piece right here. And you know what, I'm taking this paper out of the way because I think it's too bright. I think that's what's causing the problems. Is that better? Thank you, Ginger. All right, so the paper is in order. I think that's better, is it? I hope so. I don't know, I'm still getting a glare. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna close up this window, see if that makes a difference in the room. Kinda, not really. We'll just put something dark. We have to have lights and darks in here, don't we? Okay, sorry. All right, now we're gonna take this piece, which is the third panel, and we're gonna put some adhesive on the back. And this is the first one we're going to add to the card. We're gonna start on the inside of the card. So here is the outside. Here's the inside. we're going to press it right up to that score line, and we're going to make sure that the card can close. So is it better? Thanks, Stacy. So we're going to make sure that the card can close, because if you press it in there and then you try to close your card and it was too close to that edge, sometimes you can get some buckling on the layer there, and we don't want that. Now this piece will go next, and you want it to be about 1/8 of an inch away from your designer paper. And you can see I've left about 1/8 of an inch here, but it's slightly bigger. It's like 1/16 of an inch bigger, okay? Just so that we make sure we have some wiggle room there. So now we have that. This piece is going to go next, the wide one. So, and this one is going to get taped here. So we have to put the adhesive on this section instead, because if you put it on your designer paper, you might not get it in the right spots. You don't want it to stick to the lighter green, which is the Pear Pizzazz color. But when you're putting adhesive here, you want to make sure that you leave a good edge all the way around so that it doesn't, you don't have adhesive sticking out. Let's stick this under here so we can see where we're going. Okay, so this will go here, and we're going to use the edges of the Mossy Meadow, the darker green cardstock, as a guide. And we're also making sure that our cardstock underneath does not peek out on the top or the bottom or the side. Now we open it up and we fill in the space. Isn't this easy? This is so easy, and it's so fun. And you don't have to like really chop up a 6x6 or a 6x5 1/4 piece of designer paper. You have a continuous flow of design. There's some papers out there, and I'm going to show you that card at the end, that you just do not want to cut. And you don't really have to. I mean, you're cutting it, but you're keeping it together with this kind of a card. The last thing that we're going to do is add a few embellishments. I've already punched with my leaf punch this little cute little cluster here, and I did not write down glue dots, and I didn't grab my glue dots because I forgot we were adding a leaf. So add glue dots to the list, and we're going to stick a glue dot onto the actual leaf. That's how you grab those. And then we'll just put this right behind, like that. We'll put this up on dimensionals. I had to get a fresh pack of dimensionals because I go through them very quickly, although not as quickly as some I hear. Nancy Forsberg, are you watching today? She's our dimensional friend. All right. She loves dimensionals. Okay, so we're going to stick this right here, and you can put it right up close to the edge if you want to. I thought it looked a little bit better when it was kind of set on its own. And then we want to add some pearls. So I just grabbed my container. You could use either like a take your pick tool, which has a pokey end, or it has a spatula end. This is a great tool for lifting up embellishments. I've still, with pearls and rhinestones, I still go to my paper snips though. So I'm going to put a little tiny pearl here, oops, and one at the bottom. I don't know, sometimes you get in a habit of doing it a certain way. These are definitely not easy to pick up with just your fingers alone, these fun little guys. So, and then I'm going to put a couple out here. Kind of have to flatten the card down to add them. And then I'm going to add another one, like the medium, because there's 3 sizes. There's a small, a medium, and a large. And I'm going to add one in here. And we'll just, I don't know, I could dot the I suppose, but we'll just put it there for now. All right, so there is our first card, okay? Thank you. Thanks, Sherry. All right, awesome. So super simple, super easy. I'm going to show you with some Dinoroar paper now. And I'm going to do a slight alteration of it so you can see that there's other ways. Okay, so we've got that cleaned up. I better put the stamps up, by the way. I'll put them over here. We do not want to get stamps on things that we don't want ink on, right? Okay, so we have our paper almost ready to go. Let's put those score lines into our cardstock and cut our designer paper up. The pieces that we're using now are the Dinoroar paper, and again, I wanted one with kind of a little scenery on it. So, thanks Stacy, thanks Pam. And then this is Pretty Peacock paper, which is kind of a cross between blue and green. It's a very bluish green and kind of a teal. And then this is our Granny Apple green, and they suggest Old Olive, but because there's the olive and the yellow blend together in lots of parts of this card, I just thought this was a brighter, more cheerful color for a kid card. So, and of course the Dinoroar paper, we have to make a kid card out of it. So let's do the same score lines on our half a sheet of Pretty Peacock. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, just like we started with before. We're going to score it at 1.5. We're going to score it at 4.25. We're going to take our designer paper, but this time we're going to cut it differently. We're going to go backwards with the measurements, okay? So Beth writes, it's amazing where you're going to find those pearls when they're flung out. In fact, one of the cards that I have to show you after this, it was missing a rhinestone. It was sitting on my table. You have to kind of press into them with your fingers, you know, just kind of give it a good dig to make sure that they stick. They come with adhesive on the back, but it's such a tiny little spot. So we're going to go backwards with the cuts this time. We're going to go with 2 1/8, right? And then we're going to go with 1 1/8. And the last piece should be, and we can check it here, 2 3/4. And we're a little bit larger than that, aren't we? Oh dear. Let's go like this. The designer paper was a little bit bigger. Oh, and now we're going to get some fraying. You know what? I was thinking, those of you that watch me often, I was thinking we're going to get through this with no mistakes this time because it's a super simple card. But yes, I have a little fraying because it was too close and my blade wasn't quite sharp enough. That's okay. I'll fix it up later. All we have to do is just trim it with the scissors to make sure it's good. There, now you can see it better. All right, that's ready to go. So we went backwards with that, which means, and we gotta get some dark color in here. There we go. Oh, cheapers, the lighting's crazy today. I don't know. All right, so we're gonna fold again the same way we did before. Fold it in half, bring this one this way, but this time we're turning the card the opposite way. Because really, this can be where the people grab instead when they open their card. And I forgot to use my bone folder on the last one. No wonder why it's still kind of flopping like this, right? So you use that bone folder, give them good creases. Let's fix this one up. Got to watch those pearls though, because we have embellishments on it now. It's much easier to do your bone folder before you finish your card. Okay, there's that one again. So this one's going to open up the opposite way. So where do we start? Oops, opposite way. So where do we start? We start by stamping this, and we have a stamp from the Tropical Chic. Let me show you that. Hang on, it's over here. There we go. Tropical Chic. So it's not as kid-oriented as the dinosaur stamp set that coordinates with this paper, but it's working. So we have like the little tropical look here. You're the greatest. Thank you. Those are the images I'm going to use for the words for this. And I did not show you the designer paper yet, so I have to show that to you because this is so fun. I made some fun pencil holders with this right before the school year started, end of August, if you want to check those out. So, oh, they're right in your face. Hang on, I'll zoom out just a bit. There we go. So there's the designer papers on one side, and there they are on the other side. Lots of fun designs. So again, that is another one that is part of the buy 3 get 1 free. We'll be using the, oh, you saw that. We'll be using the stamp pad Pretty Peacock because it coordinates with this cardstock here. So you don't have to use black ink all the time. You can use a color. We're gonna stamp You're the Greatest. And I'm looking at the bottom of it because I have to admit, I'm not one to put labels on my stamps. I got in the habit of not doing it. And then when they switched to cling, I just haven't, I haven't been putting my labels on. So I always look at the bottom and I try to see where's the, it helps to put your labels on. I'm just gonna say that right now. I just have to see kind of where they, okay, there we go. Hopefully I get it straight. And if I don't, there are 2 sides. Hey, I did it. I'm so stinking proud of myself. That looks really straight. Okay, we're gonna keep that stamp pad off to the side. Debbie writes, I have so much paper, but of course I need more. You have to chop it up and use it. I know Kylie Bertucci from Australia, she has the phrase that she has made popular called love it, chop it. So definitely collect that paper, but use it, because it's not making all of your recipients happy by having it just sit there in your stash, right? I know, I collect paper too. I'll stop pretending like I'm better than that. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna put this one in first. Adhesive on the back. So if you're a beginning crafter, will you please identify yourself as so when you comment? Could you let us know? And tell me what you think of this card. Do you think this is something you could do? And then if you're an avid or casual crafter, can you tell me if this is something that you could possibly see using as well in your stash? I think it's pretty striking just to open it up and go, wow, the whole scene. I like it. Okay, so this piece, again, we want to put our adhesive on here. So let's grab a piece of something lighter so that we can see where we're going. And this piece is going to go right here. I kind of put the adhesive a little close to the edge there. And we're not going to fix that edge now because it's getting, there, we'll just push it. It's getting taped down. Pretend I didn't have a little mess up there, okay? And it's covering the top, the side, and the bottom. Open it up, and let's add the middle part. If you do it in any other order, you might have issues with straightening and creating even space between each of the designer papers. So that's why I suggest inside, outside, and then the middle, okay? All right. Here we go. Let's take this piece and stamp it with our pretty peacock ink and our, there it is, thank you. This is our thank you word. And we're going to stamp that. We can kind of stamp it off to the side like so. Wow, I'm doing great on the stamping straight today. It's hard to do live because you're not like right over the top of it. I don't know if any of you tried stamping kind of angled. It's a skill. Okay, so now we're going to punch, and you'll notice that I'm punching a strip. So I am using my, what kind of punch is this again? Everyday Label Punch. I'm using it in a different way. So you can see that if you make different size strips, you can really get some fun punch looks to your sentiment pieces or whatever you punch out. So there we go. So there's that. And this will get added with some dimensionals. So I see so many comments and I want to read them all, and I'm not good at that. I'm so not good at it. I will read them later, I promise. Thank you, Eve. All right, so we're tearing the backings off, the release paper, and we're going to close this up and press that right kind of, you know what, we don't want to cover up too many faces there. We'll just cover up the one that's on the left. Okay, so we've got that there. And then what I did is I cut with this die. So this die here is from the Tropical Thinlits dies. You can see that. Okay, so I cut that with some more Granny Apple Green cardstock, and I have a bunch of them so I can make multiple cards. I really only need 2 for this, so I'm going to push them together like this and grab that glue dot. Here it is. I'm going to grab the glue dot and hopefully it'll connect them both together. And it did. I'm going to put another glue dot there just because I want to make sure that Rachel, put your reading glasses on so you can see what you're doing. Oh, look at that. Wow, you can see. Okay, so there, I've got them connected. And I think I'm actually going to, this is a really fragile piece here. Nope, that'll work. Okay, so if you can see here, they're overlapped a bit, but the glue dot is connecting both pieces together, so that should work. And then you just take, and you want to make sure that your card, now we need to remove these, you want to make sure that your card can fit into an envelope, so when you put this on, you don't want it sticking out too far. You know what I mean? Okay, so there's that piece. And then the last, if you guys don't have this embellishment, I don't know what's wrong with you. Because these are so cool. Anything that sparkles is so pretty, right? Here we have glitter enamel dots, and they are in the brights colors, which coordinate really well with this paper. So we can just take and add a few. I don't even know which ones I'm adding. I'm just gonna just start adding them. I don't know. Oh yeah, mine are getting old. There we go. Okay, they're harder to pull off. We're gonna grab let's grab a big one and put it here. So it's kind of tucking out like that. And then we'll take and put one in the top of this piece here, like that. Okay, so there we go. Thank you. You are the greatest. Now you could use a totally different stamp set and have like a birthday message on that, which I would suggest with this. And I think the Dinoroar stamp set does come with some really cute sentiments for that. But here's this card. Oh, we're going to zoom out. Okay, so here's that card, and then I have another dinosaur one that I used, or that I created, using the Well Said stamp set. So, because again, I didn't have the dinosaur stamp, I don't even know what it's called, but the one that coordinates with this paper, I didn't have it. So I used Well Said to make a birthday card. And it has the phrase, "Time for a new adventure" in it, happy birthday, which I thought was totally appropriate for a kid. And I used a punch instead of the dies, because there are dies that coordinate with the stamp set, but you don't have to be someone that collects dies, especially if you're a beginning crafter. So there's a couple cards there. There's this one here. And now I'm going to smile really big and see if I can collect a screenshot of that, because I like to have like a little thing that I end up using for, never mind. It's okay. It's all technology. Right. So again, buy 3, get 1 free. These are 2 of the collection of papers that you can get in this buy 3, get 1 free. If you go to my blog at stampyourartout.com, below every single blog post, I have the specials promotions going on, and you can see more information about the buy 3, get 1 free. I'll be sharing these cards on my blog on Saturday, the 28th of September. We still have to draw for door prizes. Okay, now, one more thing I want to mention, or I want to show you, is another card. But first of all, I want to say that if you find that your order is $100 or more, it's really silly to not get the starter kit, honestly. You get up to $125 in merchandise for just $99 plus tax. You save shipping. They call it a starter kit because you get business supplies in it, but you don't have to do it as a business. Although if you certainly want to, you can. And I would welcome you to click on the link on my blog that talks about joining my community and learning more about that. Now, if you're a demonstrator or you have your own demonstrator, please shop with them. And I never want to take customers away from another demonstrator. So, but yes, I love it when people come and see me anyways, okay? So let me show you. See, you already have a peek of them. These cards are fabulous. Okay. This is what made me want to show you how to make this card. This designer paper is called the Frost. What's it called? Frost. Shoot. I had it written down too, but I can't see it on my, oh, here it is. Feels Like Frost designer paper. It comes in 6x6. So all I had to do was shave off a little bit from the top or bottom on all the pieces. And I got to save and use the whole entire designer paper piece, which has photographic beauty on one side and then kind of a silver white on the other, which is why it's called specialty. So again, this is the 3-panel scenery Z-fold card. On these cards, I'll be sharing these on my blog later, but you can see some of the supplies that I used are the ones that coordinate with that suite. For the die accents, I used some holiday and the pretty peacock rhinestones, because it's not just clear rhinestones on there, but this one has a bluish tone. I think that's the holiday one. Now, oh, and the stamp sets that I used with this, in case you want to know now, there go my reading glasses. They're gone. Okay, the stamp set with this one is Beautiful Promenade. And another card that I'll be sharing has the Hold On to Hope. because the sentiments in here, praying this difficult road leads you to a beautiful destination. I mean, that's just, I think that message has to go with those papers. Here's the one using Hold On to Hope stamp set. This would be great for a birthday or just celebrating somebody special. You know, they graduated or something that they accomplished, right? Celebrating one of God's most remarkable creations, you. And so, gorgeous papers, right? Okay, let me show you a few more. So you already saw that set of papers. This set of papers here, hang on, we'll just go like this so you can see kind of all of them at once. This set of paper, or this paper, looks like little trees. Right? There was no way I was going to chop this up, you guys. This is such pretty paper. So I'll share these on my blog soon after. These cards are going out to select team members. So sorry to anybody who is in my group of demonstrators who was expecting a welcome or what is this, top 10 or welcome cards, I think is what these are for. They are late. I am so sorry, but I had to share them in this broadcast. Oh, you already saw this one. That's that purple, beautiful purple one. And then the last one I used was this one here. And actually that was the first one I created. Are they pretty? Here's more of the papers that come in this pack. Like silence even, right? Because I'm looking at them and I just want to go run outside and, oh, it's so pretty. It's not that pretty here yet, but it will be. It will be in winter. And then we'll be done with it after Christmas. Okay, let's draw for prizes. Let's go to my computer. Make sure it's set up here. Okay, hang on. Stop touching all those buttons, Rachel. There we go. Okay, we're gonna go to the computer and we're gonna draw for prizes. I didn't even tell you what you're winning. That's so sad, Rachel. Okay, we're gonna do a refresh and we're gonna draw from last week's winner. If you did not comment on this video yet, you can get in on the prize drawings, so make sure you leave a comment now while we're drawing for last week's winner's the second prize from last week. So let's go to our videos and get that little thing out of the way. Okay, now we're gonna go up to the Gleaming Sweet. Was this the one? This was it. Okay, so we're clicking on that. That was a good video. You want to watch that one. I worked hard on those projects. All right, let's go to our randomcommentpicker.com. Commentpicker.com. Put that link in there. And we had how many commenters on that one? We had 205. 205 people. Your chances are 1 in 205. All right, let's pick a winner. And that winner from last week actually gets to pick from one of the 2 stamp sets that are left over. And that winner is Kim Rowlinson. Thank you so much, Kim, for commenting and joining me. You get to pick from Hoot Hoot Hooray or Tags, Tags, Tags. And I'm going to click on your name. Sometimes it links directly to your comment. It's not going to this time. Okay, never mind. It did not. So Kim, hopefully you can reach me because I have a hard time reaching. Oh, it did. It did. Yay. Okay, we're going to leave that there. Let's go back to this page. I'm going to do a refresh now. Hopefully you all got in. And oh, the prize today, what is it, Rachel? Let's go back to the desktop really quick so you can see. The prize winners will get, both this week and next week when we draw for the second prize, a pack of rhinestones. This is obviously the older packaging, but it's still a fresh pack of rhinestones. And a pack of the Noble Peacock rhinestones. Those are the colored ones, really pretty ones. So, because who can't use really sparkly stuff, right? Okay, so here we go. Refresh and bring you back to the computer so you can see. We refresh the screen. We're going to draw for a winner. I love this. This is fun. I love giving things away. And if you are a demonstrator, please don't feel bad if you win. Okay, please. It's okay. You are watching my video and you're participating. You're making me feel loved, and that's all that I want. I just want to thank people for watching my videos, okay? All right, we had 125 of you comment today. Let's pick a winner from there. We're already at 11:40. Sorry. The winner is Kathy Viverka. I think that's how you say your name. I see comments from you all the time. And I'm going to click on your name so I make sure that I can contact you. You get the Rhinestone collection, both the regular and the Noble Peacock ones. And let's go back to seeing those cards again. Oh, they're so pretty. Okay. All right, we're done with that, Rachel. Silly girl. Okay, so if you, and I don't think either one of these winners lives outside the U.S., but if in the future you live outside the U.S., please don't feel like you can't comment. I will send you a card that I have created in one of my lives, whether I had to choose from a past live or whatever, but I'm going to send you something. I just can't send product because it costs $1 zillion, and I think there's rules with that. Oh my goodness, yes. I sent something to Canada recently, and it does cost a lot more for a package, but a card, no big deal. So please feel free to comment even if you don't live in the US. And my next broadcast will be at 11 a.m. next Wednesday on October 2nd. On that broadcast, I'm going to introduce to you the October tutorials. You won't see the projects, but you're going to get a peek into one of them that my Stampin' Anonymous group has created. I team up with 5 other demonstrators, and some of them, actually all of them you may have heard of, and we have a blast creating each month. We just started submitting our projects the last couple days, and there's so many cool ones. Again, better than flat, by the way, so they're either 3D things or they're fun folds. They're not just flat cards. So I hope that you all had fun. Thank you all for joining me today. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.